What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and welcome back to the Draft League Viabilities. In the last episode, I covered why Starmie is the best rapid spinner in my opinion. And at the end of the video, I said that I would pair it up with a fast electric type. Now in this episode, I'm going to be covering a low tier fast electric type. Since you guys keep asking me to cover low tier mons, I was like, gotta give the people what they want. So in this episode, I'm going to be covering Raichu. Now, Raichu is actually a very unique Pokemon, and it's not bad despite its low tiering in Smogon and the fact that it's normally pretty cheap. The main thing that really stands out about Raichu is the fact that it has pretty underwhelming stats. Having 90 in both offenses and very frail defenses kind of sort of makes it undesirable. However, this thing has some pretty awesome move coverage whenever you actually dive deep into it. Realistically, this thing is going to do one thing and one thing only, and that is be a Volt Switcher, be an Electric Immunity, which is really cool, and it'll also be kind of a late game cleaner if possible. It doesn't get access to any hazards, any hazard removal. It does get access to Volt Switch, but not U-Turn, which is something that I don't know why I accented turn, but it doesn't get U-Turn, so it's a little bit lower on my list compared to other mons like Heliolisk, because that does get both Volt Switch and U-Turn. But this thing gets something that not a lot of electric types actually get, and that is some hard hitting priority and stab moves on the physical side. A lot of electric types do get Wild Charge on the physical side, however only one gets Volt Tackle, and that is the Pikachu line. So Raichu having Volt Tackle, while it does do a lot of recoil, kind of sort of sucks. However, it hits extremely hard. Even though Raichu only has base 90 attack, a Life Orb Jolly Volt Tackle still does 82% minimum to a Milotic. So even Bulky Waters, because it does have the very hard hitting stab, it makes it very hard for even Bulky Waters to really stand a chance. And that might seem pretty obvious, however, a lot of times, a lot of wall cores involve a bulky water type, and since this thing, even fully defensive bulky waters they have a chance to be O-code if they're not fully invested, or if this is like choice banded, or anything like that, that instantly knocks out a part of the wall core, so it kind of sort of makes team building a little bit more difficult whenever you do have something that can hit this hard. The priority that this thing gets is actually pretty cool. It gets access to extreme speed. It's like a Gen 4 or 3 or 2 event, but it still gets extreme speed. So if you have something that lives on a focus sash, like an SD Lucario, and they have extreme speed, you outspeed it and they're on their focus sash, you can extreme speed and kill the Lucario. It's very good at revenge killing, things like that. This might seem a little far-fetched and a little out there, however this is always an option because in League format things like this are always possible. Bulky grass types are a little bit of a problem for electric types, however this thing does get access to Fly, so Power Herb Fly is now a thing. And on top of all this, this thing also gets access to special setup in Nasty Plot. So being able to Nasty Plot up, hit things with super hard Thunderbolts, Grass Knots. This thing has access to really cool movesets like Indoor Indoor Reversal, so it can hit extremely hard once you're taken down to your Focus Sash or to your Endure Point. There's just a lot of things that this thing can do that people don't really realize, because of the fact that they look at base 90 in attack and special attack and only base 110 speed, and they're like, that's not a super fast electric type. But when you think about it, it outspeeds Infernape, speed ties with the Lottie Twins, it outspeeds Garchomp, it outspeeds Landorus, it outspeeds a lot of things, it outspeeds Mienshao, so you can still gain momentum on things like that. And on top of it all, I have said that it is pretty fail, however base 80 special defense is not bad, so it's a pretty decent Assault Vest user. So if you want this thing to switch into the bulky waters and scare them out because you're special and you can Thunderbolt them, Assault Vest isn't completely out of the question. This mod also gets access to some really cool utility moves like Encore, Fake Out, and Wish, so if you are able to live a hit and you have Wish Protect and you can heal yourself up, you can do that. Or you want to Wish Pass with this thing as like a last ditch effort to try to save a game, you can do that with Raichu, and that's actually pretty cool to have in an electric type. It also gets access to Knock Off, Iron Tail, and Focus Blast, which are pretty good coverage moves on both sides of the spectrum and pretty good utility in Knock Off, because being able to knock off a being able to knock off a wall's item like Leftover or something like that is actually really cool and a really good thing to have in any mon, and in a surprise mon like Raichu, it's actually pretty unique. Overall though, I would probably give this thing a C. Like, realistically, I would pretty much draft this after like all of the other electric types went. Like if I got sniped crazy hard, like if I got sniped from Raichu, Heliolisk, Zapdos, the two Thundies, Rotom Wash, Rotom Heat, and Rotom Mow, maybe Rotom Ghost, Heliolisk, then maybe this thing. So there's a lot on the electric type that I like more than this. However, if you want a low tier electric type to stack up on other high tier things, this thing is not a bad option. It's actually really cool. It's just something that you have to go in knowing what it can do and not expect it to do more, because it can't live hits on the physical side, and it's not going to be able to OHKO everything. It's a late game cleanup, and it's just chip damage and momentum. That's basically all this thing is good for. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to go down, leave a like, leave a comment as to what you guys think of Raichu, and how many electric types do you guys think there are above this thing in the draft rating that you guys would pick. Well, with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.